Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Striaton City, where the Striaton Spring are hosting the Virbank Venom. Virbank Venom are going to start out with Drapion and Crobat, where Striaton Spring are going to start out with Delmise and Cradily. As always, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today, Striaton Spring or the Virbank Venom. Virbank Venom are currently on a 3-match winning streak, so they're going to want to continue that today, as they're currently equal 4th with the Lumiose Lightning. We're going to start off with a Frost Breath coming from Crobat, having that speed advantage of 130. It's going to go straight for Cradily. Super effective hit and a critical hit. Cradyly's actually able to keep itself within the green, so it does pretty well there. Drapion is going to go with a Force Palm, but targets Delmise. Not affecting its Ghost typing, however, being immune to Ghost and normal type attacks. Get a Shadow Sneak now from Cradily, going for Crobat. It's not going to do a great deal of damage, however. Delmise now is going to be the slowest Pokemon on the field, as it only has that 40 base speed, and goes with a Power Trip. So it's going to target Drapion. Not very effective on the Dark Poison type, not to be confused with its Skorupi Bug typing. As always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle. If we hit the 20-minute time limit, we will go into overtime, which the Striaton Spring are very familiar with, having been... Oh, an X-Scissor from onto Cradily. Super effective. Cradily holds on. Sorry, as I was explaining the rules, but there we go. Drapion now going to go with an App Roar, but sadly targets Delmise again, and not very... and it's immune, so it doesn't affect it. We get a Gust from Cradily. Cradily again targeting Drapion. Delmise now, with a chance to respond. Goes with a Sticky Web, so it's just going to slow down any opposing Pokemon that come onto the field. But as I was saying, the Striaton Spring are the only team to participate in both matches that have gone to overtime so far, so they don't want to see a repeat of that. Because one went good, one went bad, but they want the full 4 points for a win, as they need to climb up that ladder. But we're going to get a Fire Blast burst from Crobat. That's going to be super effective on Delmise, instantly taking it down into the yellow and leaving it with a burn. So Delmise will be suffering from that burn in between moves. Drapion now is going to go with a Thunder Fang, so it will hit its target, and it's going to finish off Cradily with that not very effective attack. Cradily could not outlast that one. Delmise is going to need to respond very strongly here. It's going to go with a Boom Burst. This is going to hit both opposing Pokemon. Very big hit on both, taking them both into the yellow. And it's a critical hit on Crobat. Delmise is going to take more damage from that burn now, as Serena comes out for the Striaton Spring. Serena's coming onto the field. That 120 base attack, so it could potentially finish off one of the opposing Pokemon with a physical type move. Crobat's still going to have that speed 130 advantage, and it's going to go with a Grassy Glide, so this won't be very effective on the grass types. Does get the critical hit again though. Speed advantage still going to the Virbank Venom, and it's going to go with a Surf for Drapion. So it's going to ride that Surf, targeting everyone on the field, and Crobat thankfully holds on, but it's not very effective on the Striaton Spring members. Get a Scale Shot now coming from Serena, and it's going to finish Crobat off right there and then. So Crobat has been eliminated from this battle. Top ranked Pokemon on the Virbank Venom. Serena's defense will fall, but it will also boost its speed. Delmise now, it's going to go with a Baby Doll Eye, so it's just going to lower the stats of Drapion, as the third Pokemon will be coming out shortly for the Virbank Venom. Striaton Spring, oh, and that burn, I forgot about the burn, taking more from Delmise, but Delmise is still holding on, barely, but still in there. And now we have Nidoking, the incredible Nidoking, coming out for the Virbank Venom. I apologise for my bias, I am a big Nidoking fan, if the channel has not given that away. Nidoking is going to come on with that 102 base attack. Serena now has that speed advantage after it raised its speed stat in the previous turn. It goes with the Supersonic. And it's going to target Drapion, so Drapion could actually finish itself off here. If it does start attacking itself, it needs to shake off this confusion. And it does, thankfully, for the Virbank Venom. And it's going to go with a Reversal. Clearly it's going to target Serena. Does more damage than I was actually expecting. Does take it down into the yellow. Nidoking now. It's going to go with a Bolt Beak. Looks like it's going to target... Oh no, it's targeting Serena, so they're continuing to target Serena. So Delmise is able to hold on. Its burn may eliminate it in this turn. It goes with a Charge. So it's only going to begin charging power and boost its stats, raising its special defense. But there's that burn. Dalmai's still holding on though. Striaton Spring getting a win in their previous game. They're going to want to hope to build some momentum to try and work their way up into the 8. Serena's going to go with a pound now. And continues to target Drapion. Drapion's being taken down into the red and already snaps out of its confusion. So suffering no ill effects from the confusion. It's going to go with the gear grind. Serena avoids the attack. Now Nidoking's going to go with the feather dance. And again they continue to target Serena. Lowering the attack stat. Dalmai's still holding on. That burn surely has to finish it off after this turn, but it's going to go with a Nightshade first. It's going to target Drapion, and Drapion has been eliminated. Unbelievable. Drapion has been taken out of the field right before Dalmai's suffers from that burn and is also eliminated. So that's now 2 down for the Striaton Spring, 2 down for the Virbank Venom. We're all tied up here. Virbank Venom are going to want to build that momentum. They've got Roserade coming out, as these two teams are rivals with all the grass poison variations. Sceptile coming out for the Striaton Spring. So these teams will actually meet again in round 10. Because Pokemon such as Roserade, being the grass poison, are eligible to go on both teams. And that's where some of the rivalry for these teams start, as they can bounce between teams. Sacred Sword, starting off from Sceptile. Sceptile having that 120 base speed, but it's not very effective on Roserade. Also having a special attack of 105 does Sceptile. Rising Voltage coming from Serena. It's clearly going to target Roserade because it would not affect the ground poison type Nidoking. Roserade having an unbelievable 125 special attack. Goes with a speed swap, so it's just made itself quicker than Sceptile. So that's a perfect move for Roserade to have used. Could potentially benefit greatly from it in the next turn. Sweet Veil from Serena is going to prevent that Yawn from taking effect. As always, the Striaton Spring being the home team will have the hidden abilities. Virbank Venom has regular abilities for the Pokemon. Serena goes with a Thunder Fang, this time targeting Nidoking, but it's not going to affect ground types being immune to electric type attacks. And Sceptile is going to go with an Attract, and does it to Roserade. So Roserade is going to fall in love with Sceptile, so runs the risk of potentially being immobilized by love. Nidoking now goes with a Lunge. Targets Serena and actually finishes Serena off, so Serena has been eliminated with that super effective move. Striaton Springer now have 3 taken from their team. We have Leafeon coming onto the field with a 110 base attack and 130 base defense. So Leafeon can give physical attacks very well, and here's its opportunity. Going with a Gyro Ball. It's going to target Nidoking. Not going to do a great deal of damage on that. Poison Point is going to leave Leafeon poisoned. So Leafeon's clearly on a ticking clock here. Sceptile now. It's going to go with a Bone Meringue. This move is going to hit multiple times. Big hit on Nidoking. Goes with it. Gets that critical hit damage. Nidoking's going to hope to outlast this attack, but it doesn't. Sceptile has eliminated Nidoking from this battle. Very impressive there by Sceptile. Roserade is still in love with Sceptile and is again immobilized by love. So Sceptile doing wonders here, having immobilized Roserade in the previous turn and also eliminated Nidoking. We have our fifth Pokemon coming out for the Virbank Venom, and it's Toxtricity in its low-key form. The blue and purple is the low-key, the yellow and purple being the amped form, who's on actually the Lumiose Lightning. Leafeon now goes with a blue flare. Looks like it's going to target Toxtricity, and it does. Almost takes it down to the yellow, but it's going to leave Toxtricity with a burn, so we have 2 Pokemon on the field now who have been burned. Sceptile is going to look to do some more damage and goes with an Infestation. So it targets Roserade, so both Roserade and Toxtricity are going to be taking damage in between turns. Roserade's still in love with Sceptile and is again immobilized by love. It just can't seem to shake that love it has for Sceptile. Toxtricity now is going to go with a Mystical Fire. This should be super effective. It's going to target Leafeon. Amazing hit, and Leafeon has been eliminated by Toxtricity. Very good hit there by Toxtricity, having that 114 special attack, taking more damage from that burn, and Roserade suffering from the Infestation. We're now going to have the last Pokemon coming out for the Striaton Spring, and it's Tangrowth, the #1 ranked Pokemon on all of the Striaton Spring, with that 100 attack and HP stat, as well as a special attack of 110. So Tangrowth can do some very impressive damage here. Sceptile, it's going to go with Flatter. And it's again targeting Roserade, looking to alter Roserade's stats. It's going to raise that already impressive special attack of Roserade, but leave it confused. So it's not only confused, it's also in love with Sceptile. Hopefully it can shake them both off. And it finally does, so Roserade's going to be able to get an attack out now. And it's going to go with a Snipe Shot, so it's not going to be very effective. The signature move of Inteleon, it's not very effective on Sceptile. Tangrowth now is going to go with a Magical Leaf, so it's going to get that stab boost, but it does it to Roserade, who's already a Grass type, so it's not going to be very effective. Toxtricity now, it's going to go with a Round. So more physical moves being done in this turn, and it targets Tangrowth. Very good hit onto Tangrowth. Toxtricity now being taken down into the yellow by that burn. That Infestation continues to do damage to Roserade. This is definitely not good for the Virbank Venom, who have the 3-2 advantage over the Striaton Spring. Sceptile now is going to go with a Bite. Targets Roserade and actually finishes Roserade off, so now it's 2-2. Roserade having been eliminated by Sceptile, even though it was in love with Sceptile for so much of the battle. How ironic. Mega Punch now coming from Tangrowth, and it's going to target Toxtricity. Toxtricity being taken down into the red. That burn may actually finish Toxtricity off in this turn. Get a Hex now coming from Toxtricity onto Tangrowth. So that'll take Tangrowth down into the red, so Tangrowth's holding on. Toxtricity's still holding on after that burn, and that last Pokemon now coming out for the Virbank Venom. And it's Tentacruel, Water Poison type. Tentacruel's coming in with that 120 special defense and 100 base speed, which has just been lowered by that Sticky Web, placed very early on in the battle. Sceptile now. It's going to go with a Slash. This has the potential to finish off Toxtricity, and it will! So another elimination on the board for Sceptile. Very impressive. I believe that's 3 in a row now. Get a Psycho Cut now, coming from Tentacruel. Again targeting, sorry, not again, but for the first move, it does target Sceptile and takes it down into the yellow. Tangrowth now, it's going to go with the Swords Dance, so it's only going to boost its stats, but the advantage is for the Striaton Spring. They have 2 Pokemon. Virbank Venom only have 1 left. Striaton Spring desperately need this win. And the Virbank Venom obviously want this. They want to be clear of 4th place. They want to get into the top 3. Sceptile, if it can get off a Grass type move, you'd have to think it could do some decent damage. But it goes with an Iron Head. Not very effective on Tentacruel, but Tentacruel's flinched, so Tentacruel's not even going to get a move off in this turn. Tangrowth with an opportunity, and it's going to go with a Misty Explosion. This could be very bad for the Striaton Spring. Tangrowth's going to eliminate itself, and look at that explosion go. Sceptile's holding on though, so Sceptile just holds on, being taken down into the red by its own teammate, not doing a great deal of damage to Tentacruel, as that move was not very effective. We're down to our last 2 Pokemon. We have Sceptile taking on Tentacruel. Sceptile's definitely going to want to come in, and it's going to go with a Fusion Bolt. This should be super effective on the water typing. This has the potential to finish off Tentacruel. And it does! Sceptile has eliminated 4 of the Virbank Venom and gotten the Striaton Spring a much needed victory heading in to round 6. Unbelievable there by Sceptile. Striaton Spring are definitely going to want to continue that momentum now that they've won 2 in a row when they go to Lumio City next week and take on the Lumio Lightning. Unfortunately for the Virbank Venom, their 3-game winning streak has just been ended, but they're going to want to hope to get back on the winning board when they host the Vilestone Combat next week in Virbank City. But unbelievable performance by Sceptile. 4 eliminations. I am super impressed with that. Starting off with that Boomerang on Nidoking as well. I was really impressed with those hits, especially that critical hit, but that 2-hit move, taking Nidoking out, unbelievable. And surprisingly, for most, not until really the end of the battle did the Striaton Spring ever seem like they had full control of this battle. Sceptile was even able to take down Roserade, even though Roserade was in love with it. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking for Roserade. But as always, Nidorinos, let me know in the comments below who you think was best on field. For me, it has to be Sceptile. So, with that said, let us know who else you thought was best on field besides Sceptile. But thank you so much for watching. As always, you're awesome, and so was this Fusion Bolt. Amazing way to finish off the battle there by the Striaton Spring. Super effective, signature move of a Legendary. But like I said, you are awesome, and I will speak to you guys next time. Bye.